congratulations to ensure you're both disappointed, but what it sounds like is a part of our team that were very, very good today.
Yeah, they deserve to win the game. No arguments about that. They've got outstanding world-class footballers, and today we couldn't nullify their threat, and we couldn't manage to impose ourselves on them either.
So any, obviously you started quite brightly for 17 minutes, but very quickly they were on top of you. Is there any disappointments about not getting more on top of them, not being able to stop them more?
Yeah, obviously disappointing. I've watched the game back, obviously, so it's hard to dissect it, but it's quite obvious that they had their own way today and dominated the football match.
It's quite difficult because that's not really in your style to try and stop us. You like to play your own game. So in that way, was it? I
didn't try and stop them.
Yeah,
to be honest, I tried to stop them and tried to impose myself, but it wasn't possible today. I played the way I best felt suited the group of players what I have. Unfortunately today, it wasn't good enough.
Try and use this as a learning experience with the younger. Try and use this as a learning experience with the younger.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, and for me, you know, it's I feel sick, and so do the boys in there, you know. So you can only know how good winning feels until you have to watch a team walk around the cup with the cup at the end of the game. You don't want to be going up them stairs first.
Tim, is it a reminder of the work that is going to need to be done in the summer?
Yeah, absolutely. But I didn't think we needed this result to remind me of that. I think it was quite obvious anyway. You know, the team's scraped relegation for the last 4 seasons is not good enough for a team like Aston Villa. So we need to improve. We need to add to the squad. But not only that, the group of players in there need to get better and need to change some of their mentalities because they're quite used to losing football matches, which is not a good habit.
It was a big day out for the Villa fans. Obviously, they don't get to Wembley very often. They stuck with the team, really.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been brilliant since I've come into the club, and probably previously I wasn't taking too much notice then, but they was great today, and they've been fantastic all season, and we're just sorry that we couldn't give them anything to cheer about today.
Can I ask you too what the owner said to you as you walked across the top of the end? He leaned forward and when he shook your hand and said,
he just said he's obviously sorry that it's a disappointing day, and he thanked me for my efforts.
When it's not your day, you don't get those 2 late penalty shouts.
Yeah, I think they're penalties, but to be honest, it'd be wrong of me to start making that as an excuse why we lost this game. We were outplayed by a far better team today.
In terms of selection and preparation, would you do anything differently?
Well, you only ever get it right if you win.
And on balance, obviously a few months ago you might have been relegated, you're here, you're stayed up and you're at a cup final. Will become a point in a few weeks to go, actually, we've done a decent job?
Yeah, I hope so, because I feel quite bad at the moment, but hopefully, but it's no consolation for losing this game. You know, I want to come here and wanted to win, wanted to do it for myself, wanted to do it for the players, and I want to do it for our great fans, but unfortunately we haven't been able to do that. So yeah, the job was to come in here and keep the team in the division, which I managed to achieve. And I've got to make sure next year that I improve this group of players so we're not scraping relegation, and perhaps we might have a couple more trips to Wembley again. That's the aim.
Tim, do you think the occasion got to any of the lads today?
No, I don't think it's that. I think what got to them is that they come up against some world-class footballers who played very well on the day. I don't think we played particularly well, I have to be honest. I think there was more to come from our team, but we have to give Arsenal credit. They didn't let us play either. You know, as much as they're all very good footballers, they worked extremely hard and stopped us playing.
Tim, how different will the group of players that we see at the start of next season be to what we've seen today?
In personnel, you mean? Well, there'll be a few changes, but I wouldn't say, well, it'd be as many as we can possibly do. You know, we obviously know we need to improve, but I think I can improve the group what are in there as well. I think I've done that since I've been in the club. I need to start improving a few more, finding different ways to play also, which suits some of the boys who haven't played today.
When does the process start of changing personnel?
Oh, immediately, yeah. Some of the boys have already been told that they won't be here next year, or they can go and find other clubs. Because I would like to be that honest with them. You know, I don't want to let experienced players be strung along, because I don't think it's right, and we will be bringing in additions.
Who have you told? It'll be announced in a couple of days anyway.
No, it won't.
No?
No, it won't. I'll tell you later. Thanks.
Thanks.